Hello and welcome to part 8 of my November 2013 update. In this video I've got a couple of steelbooks but mainly normal Blu-ray releases. So I'll start with the first one here, and this is Across the Universe. This is another title I picked up from MG&M seller on Play. Some of these titles I bought off there haven't got UK releases. Quite a few have, but these were all fairly cheap. I think most I paid for one of these was about £3.50. Was that one there? Film I've sort of heard about, never sort of really bothered picking up, but I do like, I think Jim Sturgis is a good actor, and I saw him in a film earlier this year. I can't remember what it was called now. It's one where he's got that birthmark on his face and he sort of hides himself away. And who else is in this as well? Can't think who else in this now. Oh, Evan Rachel Wood. So, well, this will probably watch this sometime this year, probably early next year. These are all, as I said in previous videos, and these are all South African releases. So there's no ratings on there. They're all thin spine. They're quite nice, and the cases are good. They've got a little sort of little clip on there when they close them, so clip shut. Quite nice if the UK release had these similar cases. I mean, not much room for a booklet in there, but a lot of titles don't have booklets, and look nicer, and they take up less room on the shelf. But there's that one. There's the special features. Next up, this is Vertical Limit. Now, I wasn't actually going to bother picking this up because it's not a brilliant film, but again, it was cheap, and thought might as well see it. I think K2 came out at the same time, which is a better film, but this is alright. It's got Chris O'Donnell in, who was in Batman Robin, and there's also in NCIS Los Angeles Bill Paxton, who's almost unrecognisable here, and Robin Tunney and Scott Glenn. But it's about being trapped on the mountain. In which mountain was it? Oh, it's actually K2 itself as well. Yeah, that was it. It was quite a long film as well. You've sort of got an idea what will happen. But yeah, it was right, worth seeing. Would have paid more than I did for it. Next up is another one of these releases. This is Cruel Intentions. I got the DVD of this, sort of watched it on TV ages ago. Again, I wasn't particularly 100% bothered, but I think the price got reduced slightly as well, so thought I'd pick it up. And I enjoyed the film. Got Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Filippo. I don't really see him in much recently. I don't know what he's doing. I presume he's still acting, but not too familiar. And then Reese Witherspoon. He was also in Batman Robin. And there's a feature there. These are all Sony releases, so they must have had a batch of these from somewhere, and all basically the same sort of things. Didn't necessarily list everything on there, and sometimes I'll just put featurettes, which could be 3 or 4 things. But this is basically he places a bet with his sort of stepsister that he will bed this Reese Witherspoon. That's the basic premise of the film, but there's more to it, and I do like the ending, but again I won't spoil that for you. Next up, and this is probably the title I've had the longest out of all these that I haven't shown yet. This is The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, and this is what started me buying these ones, because I wanted to see this. There's 3 Sinbad films. This is the only one being released on Blu-ray. I think there's another one being released, but I think it's a limited release. and I wanted to see it. I got the DVDs of them. There was a box there, and I can't remember which it might be £3, and I sort of tested the water with the seller just to see what I was getting, because I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I knew it was going to be a new title, but I wasn't sure if it's going to be all foreign writing all over it. Ordered this, and actually, see, apart from the racing, it could be an English release. So once I knew I was getting, ordered all the other ones off them. I know, as I mentioned in the previous video, I think they did have American Psycho on there earlier, but they haven't got that on there now. There are a few more they've got, but I think like Click and 50 First Dates and Anger Management. Once I'm not bothered about, but the 50 First Dates, which is one I'm probably more interested in, although I have seen that this year, is not a very good transfer, unfortunately. But yeah, these are all good releases, and they're worth picking up. And this is not directed by Ray Harryhausen, but he does all the animation on there. Fortunately, he passed away recently, but he was involved before he passed away in colorising some of his films, and he's done some good extra features on these. Shown some of the models off. He's done some sort of discussion about them as well, which is good. The films he has colorised, by the way, would have been in colour at the time if they had the money. So it wasn't because they wanted to shoot them in black and white, and because he knew what the colour was going to be like, it meant that they were accurate. So yeah, this was in colour anyway, by the way, but this is very well worth seeing. And it's got the skeleton in, who will feature in a later Harryhausen film. Next up, again one of these releases. I watched this today. This is Vacancy. Now I have got the DVD of this. So I've got the box set anyway, 1 and 2, and I think I picked this up quite cheap a while back. Never got around to watching it. Got the Blu-ray, and I watched it. And yeah, it's a really good film. Sort of basically forced to stay in a motel because the car breaks down, and they find that the owner's making snuff movies, and they get caught up. And it's basically better than trying to escape. Usually with these films you have a lot of different characters, and some will get bumped off. There's only 2 in this. I won't obviously tell you what happens if you're not seeing it. But yeah, it's worth seeing. I've seen worse films in this genre, and it's doing something different. I haven't watched number 2 yet. It's not on Blu-ray, but I might watch the DVD. I think it's a fairly similar plot, but just different cast. And there's a special features. It's same as the DVD, so all these have got all the same features. There's nothing missing. And in some cases, they've got a few more things on. Yeah, Owen Wilson, I've not seen him in a lot, and Comet is always worth watching. Don't know, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson. Yeah, Luke Wilson. Yeah. Next up are the other 3 steelbooks. Well, actually, there's another steelbook, but I'll show you that separately in the video. This is the first one. This is a Masters of Cinema release, and this is Nosferatu. This came out on DVD originally from them, which I watched last year. It's got a restoration to finally come out on Blu-ray now. Directed by F.W. Murnau, and it's a nice steelbook release with the usual booklet inside. Not sure what features were on the original DVD because I haven't checked. And you know, of those, if any, been carried over, but there are new ones on here anyway. I've not had a chance to check the picture quality yet, but probably watch it next year now because I watched it sort of last year, so I do remember it actually, and we'll leave a little bit more of a gap before I watch it again. But yeah, the back of these are usually the same, just a lot of text about the film itself and the features on there. This is number, if you can see that, number 70. Yeah, we'll try and get focus on this sometimes. Yeah, well, it's a bit awkward focusing on that, but yeah, it's number 70. Yeah, the back's a bit plain, but that's right. You don't really. I'll keep the card on so I don't really see it. Next up is a Disney Steelbook. This is part of the Disney Steelbook range. This is Planes. This is their latest film they've released. Well, film on Blu-ray because Frozen's come out in the cinema. And this is from the world above Cars. Cars being a Pixar film, but this is not a Pixar film. That's embossed on there. I think that's the only thing that's embossed. Oh yeah, the propeller as well. The blades anyway, not the bit in the middle. Was that a middle one? I think, well, I don't know actually. Some embossing around there anyway. Yeah, it's not particularly the best films. I mean, Cars wasn't particularly brilliant, and this isn't as good as Cars, but still, I enjoyed what I've seen of this from the trailers and the little clips. I'll give this a watch. Still haven't seen a lot of the Disney films. I've been watching a few recently as they've been released on Steelbook, and I've seen a few on TV as well. There's that one. And the final one, again a Disney release, and both this and Planes have got a Disney movie reward code in, and this is Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack Skellington on there. It's got some nice debossing on there, the eyes and the mouth. I do already actually own this. I've got the 3D release, but I wanted the Steelbook. So the back artwork isn't particularly brilliant. It's okay. It has got a card on, but it was too big to put in the case in the plastic wallet. I've left it separately. So it's got the Steelbook itself in there. I haven't watched this for years. When I watched this last, actually, I think I don't remember if there's a Blu-ray player I had before the one I've got now, but I was watching it and it was on its way out and the picture was going funny, and it wasn't a Blu-ray player, it was a DVD player. The picture was going funny and it was all bits of green squares all over, so I didn't really get to enjoy it. So I do actually want to get around to watch this on Blu-ray in 3D sometime soon. But this is a nice Steelbook release anyway, and some different artwork to what you normally get with these. And there's the spine there, just normal sort of star there, spine. Yep, so that's all the titles for this part. So I've got a few more to do anyway, but as you see, I've got those there and those in the box, and then I'll have some for December soon as well, some more for December. But until then, please rate, comment and subscribe, and until my next video, thanks for watching.